Hey guys, so this is going to be a review in progress, well at this point, of Defiance for the PlayStation 3. I've played a little bit and so far have not been too impressed, but I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the game world and do a couple quests and show the combat system and all that. Like I said though, I'm not impressed. So far, I find that doing a simple quest kind of turns into you being completely surrounded by enemies while trying to hold square on in uh, an objective. Depending on the quest, it's like an ammo cache or some kind of radio tower or some kind of like generator. But pretty much every single quest that I've done has been me going to a location, getting completely surrounded by enemies, getting shotgun to death, respawning, going back, taking them out one by one, slowly, and then holding square for sometimes up to like 4 or 5 different objectives. Loading times can be kind of ridiculous. I've gotten booted off the servers a few times, and I've only been playing since last night. I believe I'm still kind of confused on everything. Not much is explained. I didn't even know that there was a radial menu until I googled it, because I was trying to figure out how to log out, or quit the game rather, but without having to actually go to the XMB menu on the PlayStation and hitting quit game from there. The controls are kind of weird. Like everything just seems kind of complicated. Like to roll, you have to double tap circle, which can be a pain because when I'm trying to dodge bullets, I don't really have time to double tap. Hiding behind cover is pretty broken, it seems, at this point. There's a couple, like, this is what I'm talking about. When it comes to, like, being completely, like, surrounded. Like, earlier there was, like, a giant, I don't even know what they're called. They're kind of like, berserks kind of things. The guy had a grenade launcher, and I'm getting attacked by, like, there was like 4 people with shotguns, like this guy right here. A ton of machine gunners and those melee guys. That's the brute guy I was talking about. And I'm dead. Like I just kind of find some of this stuff, like, it feels like it's meant to be played with more than one person, which is understandable because it is technically an MMO. But if I don't have somebody to play with, that kind of takes all the fun out of it. If, like, there's too many enemies for one person to take on, and such a, like, it'd be one thing if it was so spread out. Like, you know, I love games like Halo and Call of Duty and stuff where there's just, you know, a ton of enemies to take on. But when it's all in one condensed area and you're kind of stuck in there, and you're getting attacked by literally every possibility, long range, melee, a close range shotgunner, all at once, it gets kind of overwhelming. And, you know, I'm used to these kinds of games, so it's not like, you know, I never have problems during shooters, you know, but there's just something off about this game that kind of, I don't know, it takes the fun out of the whole combat system. You can sprint. You know, it feels good to play the game, like when you're doing things like, you know, like jumping and sprinting. The roll feels cool if the controls weren't so wonky to actually do it. This is one of my favorite things, you know? Or, you have to be driving, sorry. Getting off and doing that, you know, action roll, it looks really cool, but it just doesn't feel it. Or, like, you know, or the controls just kind of make it a little bit hard to enjoy. Hopefully this objective up there isn't still bugged. I went to go, you know, hold square on it earlier and it wouldn't let me. So hopefully logging out for a little bit fix that. But like, it feels really scattered. Like everything is pretty much, everything feels disconnected. I finished like a series of quests earlier for one of the girl from the show. I think her name is Cass. Not what I meant to do. And I did a whole bunch of quests for her, then randomly it was just like, I wasn't doing quests for her, and that was it. Like, there was no direction from that point on. Okay, this is actually working out. But it's, once again, just holding square on something. And there's an enemy coming up behind me, so, yep, saw that. It's kind of like glitched through the roof right there. Which is, you know, that's fine and all. This is like, you know, in the early stages, but there just seems to be too much that doesn't work properly to actually be fun. Like, I've been playing WoW since the beginning, pretty much. I started maybe about a quarter of the way, maybe halfway through vanilla, and, you know, and I've played every expansion since the beginning, so I'm used to bugs in an MMO. It's understandable, but when the controls themselves on top of it don't feel like they actually work, that's when it kind of becomes an issue. You know, so I hit up, and that spawns 20 feet in front of me. I hop on. I have to hold R2, which is a weird control to actually drive it. But like, so the vehicle aspect is cool, but it feels glitchy. Like earlier, I went down literally a 90-degree angle on this thing and was still managing to hold on and ride it. But I'm gonna head to the next objective now.
Glad you came along. Thanks.
But it just said that I did a rescue mission, but I didn't. I literally drove past them, and then it said I just finished the mission. It doesn't make any sense. The purple dot on the minimap is another player. I was kind of playing with one earlier. We weren't really talking or doing anything, but we did some missions, and that was the one and only time that I didn't feel like I was completely outnumbered by enemies. He died a couple times, I died a couple times, but it seemed more balanced with two people, but I'm not going to be playing with two people all the time. I want to be able to play this game by myself and, you know, still enjoy it, but I don't feel like at this point that's possible. You know, like, I love games that have a challenge, you know. I'm a huge fan of the Dark Souls and the Demon Souls series. I can't wait for Dark Souls 2 to come out. Like, I love games that challenge me, but this just doesn't feel fun. It just kind of feels overwhelming. You know, it's not even like there's a strategy involved. Like, I went with my ego power. I did the overcharge skill, so I do more damage for a limited period of time. I went and I entered in all 120 Arc Hunter codes, so I have like all the upgrades you could possibly get right off the bat, and I still feel like I'm at a disadvantage in this. But I don't know. I mean, like, I continue playing it, so I must be enjoying it in some way, but I can't honestly explain why I do, or why I actually seem to be playing it, because normally a game like this I would have, you know, already traded it in, because it doesn't appeal to me the way I thought it was going to. When I heard, you know, a shooter MMO, that was exciting, because the last one I can really remember is Hellgate London, and that was a game so riddled with bugs that it wasn't even worth playing. And so when this one came out and said it was going to be on, you know, the consoles and everything, I was ridiculously excited, and yet I'm not really enjoying myself. I'd much rather be on WoW right now playing that. And that's after 6 years of playing that game, you know, and I'm absolutely tired of it, but it's still, at this point, it's more fun to do. I can use my little action skill to take him out. You have a shield, you have your health, both regenerate while you're not taking damage. But I don't even know how I just died. You know, there should be like a kill cam or something, or, you know, something to make it feel like I'm not just running into a group of enemies getting, like, you know, a white flash and then dying every 10 seconds, because that's really what it feels like. The power system really isn't explained that much. The ecosystem, everything in the menu, like, there's a salvage thing that hasn't been explained yet. This is kind of like my skills where I pick what I want to upgrade. You only get a skill point every certain amount of levels. This is where you actually can buy with real life money certain boosts for limited periods of time. This is all the currencies. There are arc salvage, key fragments, key codes, bits, and script. Script is the in-game currency. Bits is, I believe, what you buy with real money. So it's just like everything. There's too much going on, and nothing's really explained. I'm not too far into the game at this point, but like this right here, I don't even know what this is gonna do. Cause nothing, you know, it doesn't. It just told me I guess all that did was just. I don't even know. But here's another one. But, you know, that's another player right there. If we kill the same thing, it splits the experience depending on who does more damage to it. Which I guess is nice. The fact that we both get the experience as long as we both injure the enemy. But, you know, so it does have some good features. Like, I can't say I completely hate it. I'm probably going to continue playing it. At least for a little while, but so far I'm not too impressed. I didn't get a chance to watch the TV show. I'm gonna watch it later, but I know this season they said that it's not going to actually tie into the video game like they were saying it was going to, because they were in such a rush to get the TV show out. They weren't able, you know, to actually have anything coincide or have the video game affect the TV show like they were saying, you know, which was the whole draw to this whole to the game in the first place. I believe, yeah, that's what I have equipped. This is my inventory, which it feels weird. I gotta say, like, it's just a list of things. I didn't even know this was my inventory. Like, before I actually like sat down and played around with it. I don't know what. Okay, I guess the number next to it is the level you have to be to use it, and I'm getting attacked. Because there's no actual pause since this is always online. I don't know what he's doing. I don't really care though. I went with the veteran, the human veteran backstory, which doesn't actually affect anything in the game so far. At least for me, it hasn't. Because you can start with any skill you want. Like if I wanted to be a machinist, I could have picked the overcharge skill or done cloak or whatever the other ones are. Which just it doesn't seem like anything you do actually has a consequence to it. Like, you know, like I could have literally picked to be alien or human, and so far it doesn't seem like that would have affected anything that I've done. And I could have picked any beginning skill that I wanted, regardless of what class I picked. But this is the ego. It's like the robot voice thing that's inside of me that, you know, lets me upgrade and stuff. She has like a voice inside my head. It's kind of like the Guardian Angel in Borderlands. I forget what that's actually called, but it's kind of like that, where she pops up and talks to you. But, you know, well, it wasn't even nice. It was a little, probably about 5-minute tutorial at the start of the game, and it literally just showed you how to press square on things and to shoot and stuff like that. Like, it wasn't... See, once again, I'm just holding square. I have run into a ton of bugs. Just things that, you know, I'm supposed to hold square on that don't actually register. Kind of like floating through textures. Like I said, I've gotten booted from the server quite a few times, and I've only played this maybe like 2 or 3 hours altogether, tops. But, you know, that grenade just completely destroyed my my shield, and now I have all of these guys running at me, which won't be as hard because I don't have the shotgunners coming at me too. But if there was a shotgunner there, I probably would have died, because that one grenade, there's no way to dodge it because it doesn't give you time to read. But I'm gonna die right now, I think. Yeah. There's no, like, I don't know how to actually, like, when that grenade takes away a quarter of my health plus all of my shields, and there's actually no way to dodge it because the second that it lands, it blows up. While I'm getting attacked by 4 melee things, and I have to run from that. It's too overwhelming for one person. Yeah, I just got shotgun because my shields were already down. I could have used my overcharge skill, but it right now it only does like a little bit of added damage. It's not even worth using. But, you know, I have like a good weapon that I don't even think I'm supposed to have at this point, because I did the Arc Hunter codes. So I'm using an upgraded weapon with upgraded skills, or upgraded weapon specializations, which gives you added damage and stuff. And faster reload times, but it doesn't feel balanced, and I'm sure that they eventually will patch it and make it a little more balanced for people who want to play by themselves. But right now it feels like I have to play with other people to actually enjoy the game. See, like, I don't even know what just killed me there, but now I have to hold X to extract, which costs me money, or script, whatever. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on this. I'll continue playing and finish the review once I play a little bit more. I don't know what else I'm going to have to say other than this, so if I don't have anything, then this will probably be the only video I make about this game. And as of now, there will be more parts the farther I get into it. Hopefully I start enjoying it more. But right now, I'm really not enjoying this. I'm going to turn it off. Wait, when I end the video. And play some Bioshock, because that's a much better game than this. Yeah, you shoot one thing and there's 4 more shooting at you at the same time. There was no cover there, really, so... And even if you are behind cover, they can still shoot you, it seems. If they're at an angle, at least. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, if I crouch, they're still going to be able to hit me. But, yeah, so that's my thoughts on the game so far. Like I said, I'm not really enjoying it. There's a lot of bugs. It doesn't seem balanced. And I hear it's better on the PC, but I know right now on the PlayStation, I'm really regretting spending the money on this game so far. Yeah, so thank you for watching. I have a couple walkthrough videos up, and there's more to come. I have to upload a couple more videos, so expect those in the near future, and expect more parts of this, hopefully.